Good evening, I'm Kevin Christopher.
And I'm Nancy Cox. Thank you for joining us at 6. We want to give you an update to the breaking news in the Hamburg area of Lexington, where traffic is a mess following a gas line break.
Man o' War Boulevard is shut down in both directions between Pink Pigeon and Todd's Road. And that's causing some big problems for people trying to get home from work or anywhere else for that matter. Connor McHugh is live on the scene with the latest developments. Connor?
Right now, utility crews are the busiest they've been all afternoon as they finally have the people and the equipment all here to really get working on this problem. That broken gas line right there on that corner of Helmsdale and Man o' War is what has been causing all of these problems in this whole side of town. Now, this all happened around 3 o'clock. Lexington firefighters say a crew working in the area hit a gas line underneath the sidewalk here at this corner. Columbia Gas says it is a main line made of plastic. You can smell the natural gas in this area, but utility crews say no one in any of the nearby neighborhoods or businesses is in any danger. Now, firefighters did have the medical clinic, which is in the building closest to the break, close early just a little bit ago, both as a precaution and as a way to give crews a little bit more space to work. The biggest headache right now with all of this is how it's impacting traffic on this side of town. Much of Man o' War is closed down between Sir Barton Way and Liberty Road. That's also clogging up the smaller roads around it, and police are doing the best they can to direct drivers towards those alternate routes. Many have been visibly frustrated, and in a number of these parking lots, you'll see a lot of cars trying to find their way, turning around and getting new different routes. Now, speaking with the Columbia Gas representatives here, they say this is a good example of why you should always dial 811 before you dig anywhere. We're covering the news live in Lexington from the LEX 18 Mobile Newsroom. Back to you.
A 4-month-old baby's death has been ruled a homicide in Lexington.
And there are still a lot of questions about how the baby boy got his fatal head injuries. LEX 18's Lee Searcy reports in the big story at 6.
Police tell us the victim is a 4-month-old named Landon Mays. This is what we've learned today.
Lexington police say he died nearly 2 weeks ago on September 8th. The coroner released a report stating the baby died from injuries consistent with abusive head trauma. The investigation began just 3 days before the baby died. Officers responded here to UK September 5th in reference to a child abuse report. Officers say the baby was brought to UK for an apparent seizure, but medical staff reported the boy was suffering from head trauma that was possibly suspicious in nature, not an accident. At this point, no one has been charged in the case. When I asked Lexington police if there was a pending arrest, I was told they are waiting on test results. For now, police are calling the child's death a homicide, not a murder. Detectives are looking into who may have injured the child and what, if any, intent there was to hurt the child. No other information is being released. Covering the news in Lexington, Lee Searcy, LEX 18 News.
A Bourbon County woman shot in the face while in South Carolina for an away UK football game last year returned for a visit this week. Denise Massey was one of the 8 people hit that night, shot in the face and suffering life-threatening injuries. Claire Kopsky has the story.
Hi! Reuniting for the first time since an unimaginable meeting last year on September 16th.
It was a spur-of-the-moment thing. He called me up and said there's a football game going on this weekend. Would you like to go?
Denise and her boyfriend were traveling to Columbia for the USC-Kentucky game, a game they never saw. The night before, they decided to check out the Vista for a bite to eat.
I remember hearing gunshots, but they were over to the right of me, so I didn't have any immediate concern. The shots got louder, and when I looked up, I saw the fire come out of a gun barrel, 2 people hanging out of a vehicle, and I felt the impact of the bullet.
This surveillance video shows when Denise was thrown to the ground after being shot. 8 people were injured in this shooting.
I really didn't think she would make it.
She was the one who was most severely hurt.
Dr. Erin Moore, who treated Denise, says she suffered a gunshot wound to the face with an exit wound near her spine. It was unclear if Denise would have a severe brain injury or even survive, but after 11 days in the hospital, she was back home. And 3 months after that, she was at the altar.
He's by my side 24/7. I mean, he's a wonderful man.
1 year after the shooting, the pair have reunited to the Midlands as husband and wife, bringing gifts from Kentucky for the Palmetto Health Trauma Center.
We did give a Go Cats thing.
And even after facing death, Denise is still smiling.
I wanted to see Dr. Moore and Lacey again and thank them for the wonderful job that they did.
Covering the news, Claire Kopsky, LEX 18 News.
Today, the fight over pension reform reached the highest court in the state, and it became clear the thing that could be the final determination on Senate Bill 151 is how it was passed.
As we've been reporting for months, teachers have protested the changes, and today they watched the Supreme Court take up the case. LEX 18's Carolina Buchek has that story.
A few months ago, everywhere you looked here at the Capitol, you would find teachers in red. That's when Senate Bill 151 was being voted on at the Senate over there. Today, teachers showed up once again, this time not in such large numbers, but they made sure they were here to hear the Supreme Court take up this case.
The paper was still hot, and they said we're going to vote on it right now.
Teachers, both in the hallway and in the courtroom, watched the Attorney General argue that Senate Bill 151, which affects their pensions, was passed illegally. He says once lawmakers put pension reform into a sewer bill, the bill was not read 3 times. That is required by the state constitution. But Governor Bevin's lawyer says it was the same content that was in the original pension bill.
Legislators knew what they were voting on. They had ample opportunity going back from before the legislature began, knowing what was in Senate Bill 1, which became Senate Bill 151.
But the Attorney General says that shows lawmakers were trying to pass a bill while hiding from the public.
And the public killed Senate Bill 1. It was over. But this General Assembly and this governor tried to sneak something through.
Covering the news in Frankfort, Carolina Buchek, LEX 18 News.
And welcome back to the Cheapside Pavilion, Fifth Third Pavilion here. It's Thursday Night Live on an absolutely glorious night in downtown Lexington. We got one of the great local bands playing. Superfect is up there. You can see the folks are having a great time out there. Edwin's getting out of the way. You can look back there and again, everybody's dancing, having a great time. And what a great way to spend one of the last truly warm evenings of summertime. All right, let's look at the Max Track Live Doppler. And with that, not much to show you. It's a good night out here. The Max Track remains nice and quiet. It'll stay that way, it looks like, through about tomorrow afternoon. That's when our rain chances will begin to increase again. The Future Track, tell you what, we are looking good through the night tonight. Your morning tomorrow looks good. Clouds start to increase, and then by tomorrow afternoon, you are looking at rain chances that will begin to increase as well. Scattered tomorrow. Not everybody sees, and the chance is a little bit better north and west compared to south and east. As we work our way through tomorrow night into Saturday, that's when your rain chances do increase. It's hot. We're talking temperatures pushing 90 still in a lot of places. Hot and humid, and we will not have many more days like this. 89 right now in Lexington, 89 right now at the Cheapside Pavilion. It's a warm start to your day tomorrow with temperatures in the low 70s. That'll be the last of those we see for a while too. Clouds start to increase. There is a thunderstorm chance late in the day. Our highs will be in the upper 80s. The band plays until 8 o'clock tonight down here. It's a family-friendly event. Kids are down here. We ran out of t-shirts though, so if you were coming down for one of the LEX 18 shirts, as we said, until they're gone, and they're gone. So come on down, enjoy some great Goodfellas pizza, enjoy some great music, and again, we are down here live. I'm Chief Meteorologist Bill Mack.
All right, thank you, Bill.
More news now. Crews spent hours cleaning up this afternoon after someone illegally dumped barrels of some sort of liquid on Asbury University's property.
The emergency management director says they were called to the area near Highway 68 after 2 university security guards spotted the barrels. Firefighters also responded to help figure out what the liquid is and how to get rid of it safely.
It appears that what we have here is just a illegal dumping of some barrels. We're not really sure what's in the barrels at this time, so we're treating it as a more of a recon mission. We've been able to see that they're not leaking and they pose no threat to the area right now or the environment.
Officials say if the person who dumped those barrels is caught, he or she could face a hefty fine and the cost of cleanup. A Scott County Sheriff's deputy remains in the hospital after being shot on the job. But even from the confines of his hospital bed, he can see the far-reaching support.
Watch how the community is rallying around him as he continues his recovery. That's next on LEX 18 News at 6.